So namaste everyone. In the last video we have derived an expression for radius and frequency of the circular path of a charged particle which is moving in the presence of magnetic field. So that we have seen in the last video. So today let us see what do you mean by velocity selector, or what is the meaning of crossed field. To understand this, you have to consider one example. Okay. So you just imagine that there is a beam of charged particles. We have a beam of charged particles. Okay. So there are n number of charged particles, and different particles or different charged particles are traveling with different velocities. So one particle is traveling with the velocity v1, another one is traveling with the velocity v2, third one is traveling with the velocity v3, and so on up to. So n is the velocity of the nth charge. Okay. So different particles are traveling with different velocities. So what we have to do is we have to select one charged particle whose velocity is v0. Okay. From this beam we have to select one charged particle whose velocity is v0. For this we need both electric as well as the magnetic field. So electric field and the magnetic field, they are perpendicular to each other, therefore the name crossed fields. Okay. So we have one field to select a charged particle of desired velocity. We need both electric field as well as the magnetic field. How to create electric field or how to create the magnetic field? We can create magnetic field by placing two pole pieces of magnet. So you just imagine that we have two pole pieces of magnet, one is N and S, north pole and the south pole. Okay. So the magnetic field lines are always aligned from, or they are directed from north pole to south pole. So this is the direction of magnetic field. So we have placed two strong pole pieces of magnet, and the magnetic field lines are like this, from north to south. So magnetic field is denoted by the symbol B. So this is the direction of magnetic field. And we need electric field also. So for that we have two plates, and these two plates are connected to power supply. These two are connected to main power supply. So one is connected to positive terminal of the battery and another one is connected to negative terminal of the battery. So as a result we have electric field. So electric field is also directed from positive to negative if it is connected to positive. So the electric field lines are directed from positive to negative. Okay. So this is the direction of electric field. This is the direction of magnetic field. So these two fields, electric field and the magnetic field, they are perpendicular to each other. So electric field is like this, and this is the magnetic field, right? So this is the magnetic field and this is nothing but the electric field. So I will denote the electric field as E vector and the magnetic field is denoted as B vector. Okay. So this is electric field and this one is magnetic field. Electric and the magnetic fields are perpendicular to each other and they are perpendicular to the velocity. So this is the direction of velocity. E and B are perpendicular to each other and they are perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the charged particle. That is nothing but velocity. So this is the direction of velocity, this is the direction of electric field and this is the direction of magnetic field. So here we have beam of charges and the charged particles are coming here, and when a charged particle enters this crossed field or when a charged particle enters this field, so what happens to that charged particle? So here we are considering positively charged particle, right? So it is traveling in the presence of both electric field as well as the magnetic field. So the force due to the electric field will act on this charged particle. At the same time, the force due to this magnetic field will also act on this charged particle. Electric force due to the electric field and force due to the magnetic field, they are vectors, so they are having both magnitude as well as direction. So let us see what is the direction of force due to electric field and what is the direction of force due to the magnetic field. So force due to the electric field, we know that force due to the electric field Fe is equal to Q into E. So this is the expression for force acting on the charged particle due to this electric field. If the charged particle is positive, then the direction of electric field and the direction of force, they are same. If the charged particle is negative, in case of electron, here we have to put one negative sign. So F is equal to minus Q into E. That means the force due to the electric field and the electric field, they are in opposite direction. Okay. Here we are considering a positive charge. So the direction of force and the electric field, they are in same direction. So F is equal to Q into E. This is the expression for force due to the electric field. So electric field is along y axis. So this is y axis, this is x axis and this is z axis. So electric field is along y axis, that means the force acting on this charge due to, or the force on this charged particle, electric force due to this charged particle is also acting in the same direction. So this is the direction of force due to electric field. Fe is equal to Q into E. Electric field and the force, they will act in the same direction if the charge is positive, because F is equal to plus Q into E. If the charge is negative, then they are in opposite direction. Okay. Here we are considering a positively charged particle. So force due to the electric field and E, they are in the same direction. We have taken electric field in the y axis, therefore force due to the electric field will also act in the same direction. So this is the direction of force due to this electric field. Fe is equal to Q into E. Okay. There is magnetic field. This charged particle is moving in the presence of both electric field as well as magnetic field. So this is the expression for, yes, this is the expression for force due to the electric field. Now let us see what is the expression for force acting on the charged particle because of this magnetic field. Okay. So we know that force acting on the charge in the presence of magnetic field, F is equal to Q V B sin theta. Here V and B are perpendicular to each other, therefore theta is equal to 90, sin 90 is 1. So F is equal to Q V into B. Okay. So F is equal to Q V into B. So this is the magnitude of magnetic force. Now let us see what is the direction of magnetic force, because it is a vector quantity. To find the direction of magnetic force, we have to use Fleming's left hand rule. So, using Fleming's left hand rule, we can easily find out the direction of magnetic force. So, according to this rule, forefinger gives the direction of magnetic field, middle finger gives the direction of velocity, and the thumb gives the direction of force. So, magnetic field, that means the forefinger is along z axis, velocity is along x axis, right. So, this is the case. So, this is magnetic field. So, this is velocity. So, this is the direction of magnetic field, which is nothing but this one. So, this is the direction of velocity, this is nothing but this one. This is the direction of force. If B is along this direction, V is along this direction, then what is the direction of force? Magnetic force is in the downward direction. So, this is the direction of magnetic force FB, force due to this magnetic field. Understood? Forefinger gives the direction of magnetic field. So, the magnetic field is along like this direction. So, this is the direction of magnetic field, right. So, this gives velocity. So, this is the direction of velocity. Thumb gives the direction of force. So, force is in the downward direction. So, this is the direction of force due to the magnetic field. So, FB is downward and FE is upward. They are equal and opposite. Now, consider a charged particle which enters this field. Okay. Let Q be a charged particle which is moving with the velocity V. Now, this charged particle will enter the field and it will move like this, right. If the magnitude of electric force is more than the magnitude of magnetic force, then the charged particle will move towards this. Similarly, if the magnitude of magnetic force is more than the magnitude of electric force, then the charged particle will deflect towards this field, right. If FE and FB are not equal, if magnitude of FE and magnitude of FB are not equal, in that case, if FE is more than FB, then the charged particle will deflect towards this, right, or it will deflect towards E. Otherwise, if FB is greater than FE, then the charged particle will deflect towards this, right. If magnitude of FE and FB, they are equal, that means the charged particle will go undeflected or it will go in straight line. If FE is more, then the charged particle will move towards electric field. If FB is more, then the charged particle will move towards the magnetic field. If they are equal in magnitude, then the charged particle will move in straight line. Okay. So, I will write here, consider a charged particle moving with the velocity V. in the presence of both electric field and magnetic field. So, this charged particle is moving in the presence of both electric field as well as the magnetic field. Then, what is the net force acting on this charged particle? So, the net force acting on the charged particle F is equal to force due to electric field plus force due to magnetic field. We have both the fields, therefore, the net force acting on the charged particle is the sum of force due to electric field and force due to the magnetic field. So, F vector is equal to, what is the expression for force due to electric field? Q into E vector plus, what is the expression for force due to magnetic field? Q into V cross B, right. So, this is the expression for total force acting on a charged particle in the presence of both electric field as well as the magnetic field. So, from the diagram, E vector is equal to, electric field is taken along y axis. So, E vector is equal to its magnitude into unit vector. What is a unit vector along y axis? We have j cap. So, magnitude of E vector into unit vector is nothing but E vector. So, E vector is equal to its magnitude into unit vector. Why we have chosen j cap as the unit vector? Because electric field is along y axis, therefore, the unit vector along y axis is j cap. Magnetic field B vector is equal to its magnitude of B vector is B into unit vector. This magnetic field is along z axis. So, the unit vector along z axis is k cap. So, B vector is equal to B into k cap. Similarly, V vector is equal to V into I cap, because along x axis we have unit vector I cap. Okay. Now, F vector is equal to Q into E vector. E vector is nothing but E into j cap, E into j cap plus Q into V cross B, that is VB sin theta. Theta is equal to 90 degrees, sin 90 is 1, or V vector is V into I cap cross B vector is B into k cap. So, F vector is equal to Q E j cap plus Q into V B I cross k. We know that. So, this is unit vector I, this is unit vector j, this is k. I cross j is k, right. I cross j is k, j cross k is I, k cross I is j. But here we have I cross k, k cross I is j, therefore, I cross k is minus j. So, minus j cap. Therefore, F vector is equal to Q is common, j cap is also common, here E minus VB. F vector is equal to Q E minus VB into j cap. So, this is the expression for net force acting on the charged particle in the presence of both electric field as well as the magnetic field. Okay. If the magnitude of electric field is more, then the charged particle will move towards E. If the magnitude of magnetic force is more, then the charged particle will deflect towards B. If the magnitude of Fe and magnitude of Fb are equal, we know that Fe and Fb are, in terms of direction, they are opposite to each other. In terms of magnitude, if they are equal, then what happens? If Fe is equal to Fb, force due to electric field and force due to magnetic field, they are equal in terms of magnitude. Then what is the magnitude of electric force? We know that Q into E is the magnitude of electric force. What is the magnitude of magnetic force? QVB. So QQ cancels, we get E is equal to VB, therefore V is equal to E by B. So velocity V is equal to, it is the ratio of magnitude of electric field and the magnitude of magnetic field. If Fe and Fb are equal, then this charged particle will move in a straight line or it will go undeflected, because the net force acting on the charged particle will be 0, because they are equal and opposite to each other. Therefore, the net force acting on the particle is 0, therefore, the particle will go undeviated or undeflected. So, the particle which is moving with the velocity E by B will cross the field. So, this is nothing but the desired velocity. We wanted this charged particle for some purpose. Otherwise, if the velocity is not equal to E by B, if the velocity of the particle is equal to E by B, then it will go undeflected. If velocity of the charged particle is not equal to E by B, then it will not cross the field. Either it will go like this, or it will be absorbed by the plate, or it will go like this. It will be absorbed by the plates. It will not cross the field. Only those electrons having velocity is equal to E by B can cross the field, and those electrons can be used for some nuclear reactions. So, this is the working of velocity selector. That means we can select a charged particle with the desired, moving with desired velocity. So, this is about velocity selector or crossed field. So, this is used in mass spectrograph. This is used, this technique is used in case of mass spectrograph. Here you have to write F vector and B vector are perpendicular to each other, and perpendicular to V vector. Okay. The net force acting this much. If Fe and Fe is equal to Fb, the net force will be 0 if Fe is equal to Fb. Then the charged particle can move without any deflection. So, the charged particle which is having this much velocity can cross the field, all other charged particles will be deflected towards E and B. So, this is about velocity selector.